Hello everyone. So today we will be covering the assignment discussion session with respect to ICT in statistics. So the assignment brief is as given over here, like you are doing some work experience with a small business who want to look at the best use of ICT for managing and analyzing statistical data. So the MIS manager who is new in his post is very keen to convince other managers to use information and communication technology and statistics in their own department so that they can use statistical analysis on a more routine basis. The manager has asked you to help her compile a report about using ICT in statistics. So the main point here is that you have to compile a report. So basically, a report should have an introduction, an executive summary, well-defined sections, and a conclusion. So the assignment should be a report about using ICT in statistics. So these are some of the skills that you'll be using, like critical thinking, planning, gathering information, writing and numeric skills, and so on and so forth. So regarding the first task, in the first section, you have been asked to draft for the report is about using information and communication technology to manage statistical data. So here you need to outline the issues that may arise in managing data. So you remember we have covered this in our LO1, basically 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. So the first one is LO1, which is to outline the issues that may arise in managing data. So you need to highlight a few issues and then provide academic references. So 4 or 5 issues should be good enough. Then a second one is which relates to 1.2, which is to explain any legal requirement related to data processing and implications for the business. So the legal requirements, so one of the main examples that we can give of is the European Union GDPR requirements or the UK Data Protection Act. So these two things you can quote to explain the legal requirement. So what you can do is you can select any small business. For example, it could be a construction business or a manufacturing business or your local bakery or whatever small business where you can use ICT. So for instance, for a bakery business, this may not be very relevant, but if you're using a manufacturing business or if you're using a, say, construction business, then ICT in statistics would be much more relevant. So based on your comfort level, probably you can choose the business. So we discussed about the second option, which is to explain any legal requirements relating to data processing and implications for business. Then the third one is describe different software solutions for managing data. So here you can give examples of, say, SPSS, you can give examples of R, you can give examples of SAS, or probably other statistical tools or solutions which are used to managing data. So you can go a level above also. You can select specific software solutions for the industry you have chosen. For example, construction industry, manufacturing industry, automotive industry. So that way you can work on the LO, the 1.3, which is to describe different software solutions for managing data. Now, if you want to go for merit and distinction, now you have to compare different software solutions for managing data. So for example, it could be between SPSS and SAS or something like that. So whatever solutions you can use. So customer relationship management, CRM, is also a software solution for managing data of customers. So this is just to give an example. So for merit activity, you have to compare different software solutions. And for distinction activity, you have to assess the risks of non-compliance with data protection regulation. For example, there will be penalty for the company, then there will be reputational risk, there will be legal risk. So these are some of the risks of non-compliance with data protection regulation. So in terms of the word count, for each of the like LO1, LO2, LO3, you can go for like 300 to 500 words each. But if you're going for extension activities like merit and distinction, you can go for like higher word count. So you have to critically review over here. You have to, for example, when you're comparing different software solutions, you can give a pros and cons or the benefits and the limitations of each of the software solution to achieve the extension grade. So the next one is task 2. So in this section, you need to consider the different types of software packages that might be used and explain how they are used. So you can give a brief description of how software solution is used. So here you can consider spreadsheets, databases, and specialist software. So databases could be SQL Server or Oracle. Then you have the spreadsheets and specialist software like SPSS. So the first activity is explain using example the use of spreadsheets for organizing numerical and other data, and how spreadsheet formula, tools, and techniques can be used to analyze and present data. So for example, you can do a trend analysis of the business that you have selected, or you can use other aspects of the business. For example, how you are using spreadsheet for preparing the graphs, the charts for that business to make informed decisions. So basically how the tools and techniques can be used to analyze and present the data. Then you are the second one is basically second part of task 2 is to explain using examples how to enter, edit, maintain, retrieve, and present data using databases and database tools. So for example, if you are creating a small table structure in a SQL Server, so you can give a brief example of that. So it's okay to use the different books or different academic references. You just have to cite the references. So that's okay. And then explain the use of specialist statistical software for relevant tasks and identify the benefits. For example, here you can use SPSS for statistical analysis such as multiple regression and correlation. So here you have to explain the use of the software and identify the benefits, why it is more beneficial to use that particular software as compared to other simpler tools like spreadsheets. So again, in terms of the word count, it should be like 300 to 500 words. So just to make it brief and to the point. Then for extension activities, you have to discuss the spreadsheet design principles to ensure data validity. So this, I guess we have covered it in LO2 and LO3. So what are the key principles for ensuring reliability and data validity? So then you have to assess the benefits of specialist software over use of generic spreadsheet and database packages. So this also we had covered in our earlier sessions. So for extension activities, you can use spreadsheet design as well as the benefits of specialist software package over the generic spreadsheet design. So this is what you need to do. Again, for extension activities, you can use like up to maximum 1,000 words, but preferably keep it short, between 500 to 700 words maximum, both for merit as well as distinction. But when you are going for this extension activity, you have to elaborate more and you have to critically review it. Then you have the task 3. So in task 3, the manager tells you that they often use third-party databases to extract data, including government information. So he wants a section in the report giving an example of the data available and how it might be extracted and analyzed. So you should describe, using an example, a third-party statistical database. So for example, it could be like UK government data, the GDP data, the unemployment data, the inflation data. All these are published in database sites. So let's see, for an example, if we can check on few of the data. So if you see Office for National Statistics, so here you will get different types of data. For example, here I've selected the inflation and price indices. So here you can select various data related to construction industry, IT industry, international trade, the economy, economic product, economic output and productivity, which is in terms of gross domestic product. Then you will have the government public sector taxes, the GDP data we have. So, so these are the different data sources that you can select and you can use in your analysis. Yes. So describe using an example, a third-party statistical database. So the Office for National Statistics could be a database. Then explain using an example how to extract data in a suitable format for use. So here you can extract the data. I'll just show you the example again. So here you can go, for example, if you go, then here you can download the data in XLX format, the gross domestic product quarter and quarter growth. So here it is 1955 Q2, 1955 Q3. So this is one data. So what you can compare is that how is so you can work for finding out one correlation analysis, like how is the quarter on quarter GDP associated with inflation. So whether it is positively correlated, whether it is negatively correlated. So that is just an example I'm giving you. So this one you can use in explain using example how to extract data in a suitable format for use. Then third one is explain using an example how to analyze data using relevant data analysis tools. So your statistical tool could be a data analysis tool. Your Excel spreadsheet, it could be a data analysis tool. So it depends like which tool you're comfortable with. You can explain using an example. So for the word count, you can again keep it between 300 to 500 words, but the illustration or the data analysis part or the extraction. So you can show the different steps involved in extracting data. And then you have to present the analysis of the data. For example, if you have generated results from statistical output results from SPSS, then you have to present the output and you have to discuss the findings of the analysis. So this is your task 3. So I guess yes. So there are only 3 tasks. So here the different marking criteria is given. So you can go through it. This is also uploaded in your LMS. So in case if you have any questions, you can let me know regarding the assignment.